Alright. Hey, what's you guys? Pretty over here. Welcome back to another video. Hold up. Alright. Hey, what's you guys? Pretty over here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be playing some Metal Gear Solid 5 once again. Wait. Turn that up. Turn my TV up. Actually, how much money I got left? I got one. I got two. I got three. $3. I'm pretty sure I knocked a coin down. $3.25. Pretty sure it's $3.32. $26, $27. Alright. 28. And a nickel. Alright, so it's $3, $3.25, $3.30, it's $3.2. Alright. Sorry guys, I have to go AFK. I will literally be back in like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Sorry everybody, I am back. I got my 2-liter. I just needed that because, like, I've been drinking water for weeks. It's nice to have a 2-liter every once in a while. I got myself taken off of soda for the longest time because I had an addiction to it. And I was hooked and I kind of needed it to make it through a day. Now, that's not really the case. I can go without soda. So I treat myself to it every once in a while. Recently, my dad's been bringing in a lot of soda, making it harder to resist, but I try not to chug it all down. The one exception I made was when he brought in a 12-pack of Coke. Anyways, how's everyone doing? I'm doing much better than usual today. Got a lot of stuff going on for me in my life right now. Sorry everyone, that was louder than hell. Trying to make room for my 2-liter in the fridge. There we go. Cause they won't stop until they cancel me. I can make one try and put in it. Oh, god damn it. I'm sorry everyone. Got too much shit on the mind. For once, it's all good things. Well, one bad thing, but it's not like debilitatingly bad. It's just a minor problem, but it's not really a problem. Right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, everyone. Alright, fuck. I'm in my room now. I can finally start the stream. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm sorry. I'm sorry it took me 30 years to get back to my room. I'm in a great mood today, though. My friend came over. I ordered a big-ass lunch for everyone. My room has snacks in it now. My ex is, like, actually in a good mood, so we were talking, we were just playing a game. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. Anyways, 1% completion. Let's do this shit. It's real tea, bitch. When she tells you to stop kissing the homies goodnight. Oh shit, I forgot. Press A to resume. Don't you hate that when it says press A to resume and you're sitting there for 5 years like, why isn't it loading?
Intel gathering first. Take a look around Vialo Village.
Marker removed. Marker removed.
The Hyundai car. How the fuck? Oh, that's how. Alright, I was like, how do you run again? Let me turn my headphones down. It's quite loud. Oh yeah, it's down when they are, not the Hyundai car. What the fuck?
Hold it. There's a Soviet guard post. They're bound to be guards. Take a look with your binoculars. Put the enemy in the center of your field of view. That's marking. Focus on the thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map. Security at that guard post is relatively light. Looks like the perfect place for a warm-up. Try to remember the ways you used to deal with enemies. Any sight, sound, keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly. Find some place to drop them out of sight.
Not really needed. Just killed both of the people at this outpost simultaneously. Horse. I'm doing fine. I'm actually in a good mood. Me and my ex were just playing Minecraft earlier, and she's in a great mood. And then you know who's in a good mood.
You're almost at the
Not a lot.
enemy
I don't
outpost,
talk about it on
Vialo
stream.
Village. The village is crawling with enemy
Vialo
soldiers.
Village.
Don't just go waltzing in. Start with some recon. Is there anywhere that overlooks the village?
Let me refresh my stream manager a second. Alright. Start with some recon. Get off the fucking horse. Alright. First of all, oh yeah, I can't carry 2 primary weapons yet. Yeah. Yeah, I think she's jealous though. I think Max is a little bit jealous, but I don't care. I still care about Max. Max still cares about me too, but like I don't talk about it much. Cause like I'm letting her be to herself for now. Should I kill people? You know what? Fuck it. I've killed people. I wish I could just Fulton extract that machine gun, but I don't have those yet. Don't mind that blood stain in the sand.
There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there.
They see me rolling, waiting, they're trolling, trying to catch me riding dirty. Into the dumpster with you.
A dumpster? Looks big enough to hide somebody. You could stash a downed enemy in there, or hide in it yourself. Just don't stand too close to me afterward.
Alright. The funny thing is I'm playing this tactically when I could just easily roam through here and wipe out everyone. But see, that's kind of the point of the game. You're supposed to do things tactically, you know. Oh. Well, I guess there's nowhere to hide you, so sorry, buddy.
Parabolic antenna. There could be intel files of some kind in there.
How has your day been, Will?
Those materials are already processed. They should come in handy sooner or later. Why not start gathering them? Huh? Is that?
You have arrived at your destination.
Intel. All Will left. Who the fuck is Petus? Why is he always joining here?
So you picked up an intel file.
Extraction.
Now we know where Miller is. I'm marking it on
It's just
your
spelled
iDroid.
P-E... What the fuck?
The map has been updated.
Hold on. P-I-E-T-Y-S. What the fuck? Itis? I need to Google this shit. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm not gonna spend like 15 minutes researching that. Even though I very well could. I don't really care to.
Planning to walk the whole wilderness on foot? Use your horse.
Yes. Wait. Who needs a horse? Oh, I guess I do. I was gonna see if I could get that truck. Fast ass horse. Let me on.
It's an enemy guard post. Watch yourself.
Oh shit. If you are discovered while the enemy is unaware of your presence, the game will slow down as if viewed with a high-speed camera. This status is known as reflex mode. Press the ready button during reflex mode to point your weapon at the enemy that spotted you. If you neutralize him before reflex mode ends, you will prevent him from alerting other enemies. If reflex mode is triggered while riding a vehicle or using a weapon in placement, you can press the change view button to point the camera in the direction of the enemy that spotted you. Alright, well that's good to know.
hospitalized in Dikelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dikelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years.
You've reached one day. They've got Miller locked up in that town. Check your iDroid for his location. I hope to hell he's all right. He's not your average client.
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead. He said I was in a British military hospital, but the doctor had a Greek accent. They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dikelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all. What about the...
Oh, I was right. It is Greek.
South? Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established. And Dikelia sits right on top of it. It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around. So how do things stand? The last
Sun's down already. It goes without saying that darkness is good for infiltration. But your vision will be affected just the same. Keep your guard up, or who knows when you'll bump into an enemy.
There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America. They all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like death, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different. You're up. We're changing ships? We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler. The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it? Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road. And then we continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It's gonna be a tough march. Better horses than boats. Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are
That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller.
because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes. The United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news. The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
The fuck did you?
Boycotted the Moscow Olympics? Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won him the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire. The Second Cold War. And there's been no...
Boss, you don't understand what he said? I guess that makes sense. It looks like that horn stuck in your head has impacted the language center of your brain. If only we had a recruit with the Russian interpreter skill, we could get by with simultaneous interpretation.
Sadat was assassinated afterward. Apparently, his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Islamic extremists?
Yes, fundamentalist extremists.
Alright,
have
we're
been
gonna chill in
responsible
here and
for
listen
some
to
bold
these
acts of
logs for a
terrorism
minute.
in recent years. We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers
Who's back in
hostage,
my chat?
suicide bombings in Lebanon.
Oh, welcome back.
Over 300 foreign
How's your day?
soldiers stationed
What the fuck you name it? Hey,
Countries have yet to develop
How's your day
effective
been?
means of dealing with terrorism.
Will.
A portable toilet. If you're gonna hide inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it. Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it.
No national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too.
Wow.
Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now. But this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more
I
money.
see Will in the
Before
chat,
you knew it,
but like,
you're
she's
commanding
not
300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of
I love that.
a back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist? Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. There was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. full
Yeah.
Venom.
Can't kill me,
The
bitch.
days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm. Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. Go with it. It'll work better than the real thing. What do you think? I can still feel my real arm. Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain? Every now and then. Where? My fingertips. My left fingertips. Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand. Yeah. What about your vision? Can you see okay? Yeah, at the moment. Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual
Probably
cortex.
still plugged in.
Yeah. The doctor mentioned that. Your brain might
I don't
process
think he
visual
took it.
information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, and not see things as they really are.
She
You experience any of that?
she could have moved it because I heard her. I heard Cassie saying something about it earlier.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference.
Oh shit.
Life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that. I will. All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. This is the last chance you'll get.
My sister came in. Sorry
You were
guys, my sister
hospitalized
got
at
me
the
and I was
Kellyan,
like,
a British sovereign
fuck.
base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America. Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use? Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up. Sprinklers? The fire system? And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down. We escaped on horseback. Your suppressor's no longer effective. Bear in mind, your weapon will be loud from now on. He disappeared. Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that. Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use? Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up. Sprinklers? The fire system? And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down. We escaped on horseback, so he wouldn't cross the river either. And then it started to rain. And he disappeared. Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He
Snake,
it's on
I wanted to
repeat.
ask you about the man on...
Stop me, bitches.
Post captured.
Oh, that's everyone dead.
God. No more use for me, huh?
Kaz, it's me. I'm here to get you out.
Snake.
They do something to your eyes?
No, it's just bright as all.
Hell yeah.
What took you so long?
We'll talk, but not here.
Extraction arrived at North Base.
You wanna know something funny?
Secure the target. I'll send
Snake
a
is
chopper to
actually,
you out.
before getting hit in the fucking brain with a chunk of steel,
Mission info has
Snake
been
is actually fluent in a ton of languages. I'm pretty sure. If you look at his his log,
Not so heavy anymore, right? Magic words.
it's very good.
I've been waiting 9 years to hear 'em. Kept you waiting, huh? Come on. Let's say it for all time's sake. You lost it all that day. Everything. But we've got to look ahead. There's something I want to show you.
There's Pequod here. Where is my boy? Is Pequod here? No?
You know where you're headed, boss? If you place a marker on the map, you can keep track of where you want to go, even when the map's closed.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
Yeah, Pequod!
support helicopter has arrived.
Ahab, do you read me? This is Pequod. There's a gas covering the LZ. We can't land. Pulling back.
Gas. It's them.
These cunts, I hate fighting them.
Boss, watch out. It's the skulls. Don't let them find us.
Boss, whatever that mist is, it's all around you. We can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. The chopper will be waiting.
I'm trying to put you on the phone. Hold on. Come on, Kaz. Well, the only way to do this is to run straight through their asses. What the fuck? That is badass. I live in Kabul, Afghanistan.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. Have arrived at LZ. Stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Alright, good, they fucked off.
The mist is cleared, and it looks like they're gone.
Those things. That's the unit that attacked us before. They killed us real fast in the same kind of mist. Ah, man. Survivors from 9 years ago were wiped out.
Pequod, my boys.
But it's them. No mistake.
My boy. Like one guy, I don't think there is no possibility.
Request immediate removal.
Not me. I never lost control. Your face, your face. I'm so the world.
Gaining altitude.
This Fulton extracted my horse.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
My server kinda died right now. Alright, so I got a rank B. I could have got A or S rank on it if I had completely stealthed it, and I would have been able to, but like, I'm an idiot and I left the room. Alright. And listen to these tapes.
We're headed for the
And while we listen to them, I'll go use the restroom.
Hey. That was some operation we had, huh? 9 years ago. Carving out our own world. Making our own future. And they took it away. I'm gonna rebuild it. Make a new place. Together. That we can call home. Yeah, we were dogs, all right. Slinking around out of Cypher's sight. Digging up whatever kind of dirty money we could find. You name it. We did it. You see this? Diamond Dogs. Our new home. A phantom of our former selves. Triumph. Death. We weren't allowed either. Yeah. I remember it all.
Hmm. Yikes.
They played us like a damn fiddle!
Help me, Snake. Chico.
It all ends soon, exactly as I've planned.
No!
Give my regards to your boss when you get home.
Alright.
Snake. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night.
You take the moon and you
My
take.
neck. And my arm. Even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost. Won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm the one who got caught up with Cypher. A group above nations. Even the US. And I was the parasite below, feeding off Zero's power. They came after you in Cyprus. Then Afghanistan. Cypher just keeps growing. Swallowing everything.
Alright.
Getting bigger and bigger. Who knows how big now? Boss. I'm gonna make him give back our past. Take back everything that we've lost. And I won't rest until we do.
Approaching Mother Base.
Intense staring.
Our new Mother Base. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll make it bigger. Better than before.
God. What should I do?
Boss,
Tell me. Tell me like you used to.
Alright.
things have changed, boss. We pull in money, recruits, just to combat Cypher. Rubbing our noses in bloody battlefield dirt. All for revenge. The world calls for wet work, and we answer. No greater good. No just cause.
Cause.
Cypher sent us to hell. But we're going even deeper.
I know. I'm already a demon. Heaven's not my kind of place anyway.
Amen.
Dogs of war for 9 whole years. That ends today. Now you're not sleeping, and we're not junkyard hounds. We're diamond dogs.
Let them talk.
We can crush Cypher, boss. And you can build the army that can do it.
Just one thing, Kaz. This isn't about the past. We're fighting for the future.
Alright. I got slut.
Boss, there's something I want to talk about. You came. This base belongs to you now. Make Diamond Dogs the force it deserves. Like any organization, we need good people, and we need to make good use of their talents. Miller asked me to lay that out for you. To start bringing people in, use this. It's a Fulton recovery device.
Fulton.
When you're in the field, use it to extract any soldiers or prisoners you want back here. And we'll see if we can't persuade them to join the ranks of Diamond Dogs. Go on. Test it out on the staff here. Anyone you want. First, put them to sleep. You have a tranquilizer gun, don't you?
Let's do this, boss.
Hold up first.
That won't work on you. I've had drug resistance training. First, put him to sleep. 2 plus 2 equals 5. 2 plus 2 equals 5. That won't work on you. You have a tranquilizer gun, don't you? Out like a light. Now approach him and extract him. Good.
Extraction
complete.
arrived
That's fucking
at
terrible.
Only
Mother's.
Fulton recover someone if they're not resisting. No dead bodies either. They don't make great recruits. The staff member you just extracted will be assigned to the team best suited to his abilities. See for yourself. Open your eye drawer. Select staff man. So that staff member was placed on the R&D team. The R&D team is in charge of developing all kinds of weapons and items that'll support you on missions. Take a look at the development list. Select weapons items under the development heading.
Please specify
That's the
a
R&D
project.
team's development list. See the item called cardboard box? Doesn't seem much use to me, but Miller was adamant that you'd want it on the list. The last word in infiltration technology, or so he said. In any case, we don't have the manpower to develop it just yet. We need more staff on the team. Go extract a few more people. Boss, put the iDroid away for a moment.
I like it though.
You can also Fulton extract individuals you've knocked out. Why don't you try knocking someone out with CQC next? Show them how it's done, boss. Try throwing them. It's the best way to knock someone out. I suppose that works too. Good.
Extraction
complete.
arrived at Mother
One thing I
Base.
should mention. A Fulton extraction won't always be successful. If the person is injured, the shock of it could kill them. And if the weather's unfavorable, well, they could end up going missing. You can determine the chance of success by approaching the person you want to extract. If you want to be sure you can get them out, best carry them to the chopper instead. All right, extract the next staff member. Extract. It's any method you like. Start by knocking, or you can put him to sleep.
Extraction
Now that we
arrived
have
at
more
Mother
people on the
Base.
R&D team, its level has gone
Unit
up.
function
It should be
added.
able to develop the
Development
cardboard
project
box
has
now.
been added.
Open your eyes.
Boss. Select weapons items under the development
Please
heading.
Now
specify
select
project.
cardboard box and start development. Be aware that development requires
Development has finished.
Please select a
You can
drop
have the support
point.
unit supply you with
Supplies
weapons and
requested.
items you've developed. Think of it as your
Supply
own
drop
personal
complete.
delivery service.
To my own DoorDash. Except instead of having food delivery, I have cardboard boxes airdropped.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you. When you call in a supply drop, watch you don't drop it on your head. And there it is. Not sure what it's good for, but Miller said you know what to do. Try it out. One last thing. The staff members you extracted were all placed on the R&D team, but that was Miller's decision. If you think they belong somewhere else, you're free to move them around. Well, that about does it.
Mission
You won't
info
make any
has been
GMP or
updated.
find recruits hanging around here. Board the chopper when you're ready for a mission. Open your iDroid and select a landing zone to tell it where to pick you up. Or if you're still in the mood for knocking guys on their asses, you can stay around here a while. Give the men some practice. Just come pay me a visit. Boss, let's practice your CQC. Begin by grabbing it. Once you've grabbed someone, you're free to do as you like. Interrogate him, knock him out, kill him. Scratch that last one for now. Go
Where are
ahead
your
and knock him
friends?
out.
Where are the others?
It's an honor, boss.
Good. Extract the staff member.
Extraction
Now for fist
arrived
fight.
at Mother
Strike
Base.
an adversary repeatedly to knock him out. He'll stay unconscious for longer than if you throw it. Go on and extract him.
Pulling punches.
Starting to
Extraction
feel like yourself
arrived
again?
at Mother
The rest
Base.
will fall into place with some time in the field. Go ahead and call the chopper from your iDroid.
Please select landing zone.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Alright.
This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
Thanks for that, boss. Thanks for that, boss.
He just pulls Gatling gun and mows everyone
Gaining
down.
altitude.
I just thought of how much work it must take to get so many people who speak so many different languages on this game.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
I need a suppressed sniper is what I need. Alright. GMP balance.
Mission list updated.
Boss, I know you haven't been back long, but I prepared a list of missions for you. Open your iDroid.
Please select a mission.
I've taken the job offers Diamond Dogs has received and made a list of those I want you to consider. Which ones you accept is your call. The objectives of the missions I've added are prisoner rescue, facility sabotage, and high-value target elimination. Probably all a walk in the park for you, but they should help you get back on your feet. I put the mission details on a cassette tape. Refer to it if you decide to accept the mission. We'll receive GMP for completing missions, and extracting soldiers and prisoners will boost our ranks. Building up Mother Base is the first step to achieving our goal. If that means wet work, so be it. We're gonna have to get our hands dirty. I hope you're rested up, because we're not stopping. Not until the pain is gone. The future of Diamond Dogs is in your hands. We're counting on you, boss.
Alright, and I will play this and be right back.
I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about?
You know the term Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with a type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system. OKB scientists and engineers who'd been convicted of crimes were sent to a Sharashka for forced R&D. The Sharashkas were supervised by Lavrenti Beria of the NKVD, the secret police, under the official name 4th Special Department.
Forced research? That's not very different from what we do here.
Diamond Dogs is different. Everyone here believes in you. Regardless of where they came from or why they're here, they revere you. And they're fighting because it was their choice.
And if it wasn't, they'd leave?
Who knows? That's our reality here, whether it's real or not. If there's another truth, I don't want to know it. All that matters is that's the concept that's taken shape in their heads. The traces of a group ideology, our superstructure, to put it in Marxist terms.
All right. Go on.
Right. So anyway, at some point the enemy started calling me Sharashka. This was after the war in Afghanistan broke out. While I was keeping an eye on you in that hospital, I was also heading up interrogations here. The men I broke gave up their comrades and families, everything they wanted to protect them most. No real cause for it. I just let myself get caught up in the old Russian pride. And suddenly I received the honor of becoming Special Interrogation Advisor to the forced labor camps. But the more men I interrogated, the more people saw me as just that, the interrogator. It helped cover my real objective of keeping you safe.
You went that far for me?
Far enough to keep you alive. I ended up being pretty well known among the Afghan guerrillas. Some of them would have seen me on the battlefield, and that's how I got the second half of the name. Shashka. It's a sword, a type of saber from the Caucasus. Russian dragoons and Cossacks carried them into battle. Now, the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on the end of Sharashka. The guerrillas were using the name amongst themselves. By the time I got to hearing about it, pronunciation had wound up as Shalashashka.
So half Gulag, half Hero Sword. Is a perfect fit.
But you see how rumors and ideas about people can get out of hand fast. Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor. And before you know it, all people see are phantoms. In my case, it works out just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
So SALT II still hasn't gone into effect.
That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size of the U.S. and Soviet Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. The whole deal. Just when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off, somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse.
The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then.
You mean while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker. They were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike.
Coleman's big idea? Humans are incapable of destroying themselves. Turns out he never knew what humans are capable of.
If that AI, the boss, hadn't found a way to stop the fake data transmission, they probably would have gone ahead with the launch.
Deterrence was revealed as the pipe dream it was.
All thanks to you. And her. The U.S.-Soviet talks looked set to fall through. What happened in Nicaragua no doubt helped trigger a change of heart. But in the end...
Sorry.
The times define the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand.
I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenoyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, or as he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, aka Sigint, Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation, and the fourth, you. From China, there was Eva, and me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total. To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted.
I still trusted him in those days.
We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project.
Les enfants terribles, Zero called it.
You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact, although truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to hide and seek. Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time.
I'm a dumbass.
Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recordings, not even a reliable rumor as to his whereabouts. I tried every method I could think of, but Zero was gone. Freed of his control, his creation, his power continued to grow. Cypher is a great beast, and Zero was its spine. But even without him, it's endured, evolved. But now its body is rotting, riddled with parasites. Parasites like the ones who attacked you 9 years ago in the Caribbean, and then at the hospital. Cypher's Black Ops unit, XOF. They learned where you were, and came to wipe the slate clean.
So SALT 2 still hasn't gone into effect.
That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size
Hold
of
on,
the
I'm
US
about to
and
fix
Soviet
it.
Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. Whole deal. That's when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off. Somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. Christmas Eve, 1979. The Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles. Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant, only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam. The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home, but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turn pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so far as to dry out their ocean. But this has had a big price. There's bitter resentment among the Afghans, and they're taking out their anger on the soldiers on the front lines. Among the Mujahideen are the Pashtun people. They're fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge. Soviets they've captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being left to die at the side of the road, just to show their comrades what they're capable of. Friendlies who come across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn down another village in retaliation. And the cycle of vengeance goes on. Christmas Eve, 1979. The Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before.
Alright,
The DRA forces could no longer contain it
I
themselves,
was in the kitchen
so the
doing something.
Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless. And
I'm gonna play this real quick for a quick intermission.
Came as some surprise. I spoke into his eyes. I thought you died alone a long, long time ago. Oh no, not me. I never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. I laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. I searched for fallen land. For years and years I roamed. I gazed and gazed, he stared at all the millions here. We must have died alone a long, long time ago. Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. Oh no, not me. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world.
Alright, I'm back. I was just scrubbing down some pans before my dad got home.
Please select a mission.
Wait, hold on, let me take a look at something real quick. How many people do I have on R&D? Oh, fucked up. A few people in support as well. Oh, it's because these guys are ass. That makes sense. I'm more of a capture, not kill type of guy. I go for non-lethal extractions.
Mission accepted.
Chicago,
Heading
Calais.
to Afghanistan.
Alright, so. Select equipment. Sniper, gotcha. Static. And there's my support weapons. I'm covered in blood. I don't really care about that. Character, Snake, of course. Oh, by the way, it's been a while. hold on. Alright, sorry. I have acid reflux. It's been a while, by the way. So I'm gonna say this. I believe it is a Friday night. And if yep, it's Friday, March 19th. So if I'm correct, the Mediocre Boys should be doing a podcast tonight. Let me go check. I don't know. They might not be. I hope they are, because I missed the last one. But if they are, be sure to check that out. Definitely. First one was fun. I was just saying shit in chat.
Your orders are to take him out. With skills like his, you'd be ashamed to waste him. And I'll leave the method up to you. Boss, make your way to
I don't
Chateau
care.
Calais.
Unless I have to. Although there have been times where I will just airstrike an entire base because I feel like it.
You have arrived at your destination.
You've arrived at the objective. Your target should be somewhere in that outpost. And don't forget, he has a Spetsnaz recon detail with him. Keep your guard up. Those materials have already been processed. It may not be much, but we can use them straight away if you bring them back to base.
Yep. Processed materials found in outpost buildings, guard posts, and other locations are of a lower volume than unprocessed materials found in containers, but they can be extracted without a Fulton recovery device, and they do not require processing by the base development unit before they can be used. Yeah.
Marker placed.
I don't have my scope, my in-scope upgraded enough. Suka.
Roger that.
Suka bien. He just yells bitch. Watches his friend get yeeted, he yells bitch.
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. That's the target.
Я к этому готов. Надеюсь, и вы тоже. Все ясно.
Either destroy that or turn it off to shut off all the lights and surveillance cameras in the outpost. Target confirmed dead.
Oh shit, I had the wrong weapon out. That works. You can't hop the ledge with the...
You gotta extract him.
I'm running out of Fultons. I mean, I could always just call in a supply drop. Suka.
Our gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful. You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
I need an interpreter.
Captured.
Let the support unit help out if you need to restock. Transmit a request from your iDroid and I'll send supplies right away.
Alright, first of all...
He's coming too. Roger that.
I could have done that all stealth too, and that pisses me off. I had the wrong gun out.
Please support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Oh wait, hold on. Something I have to do while I'm here. Just a side objective.
You destroyed their anti-air radar? It wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
The base. Please select a landing zone.
Roger.
Oh well, shit! It's the same distance away from the. C4 is super handy. I like this game because it reminds me a lot of Mercenaries in a way. It reminds me of Mercenaries 2 a lot.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Alright, P-Quad, let me in.
Gaining altitude.
Buddy departing area of operations.
Departing.
Yeah. I could have gotten. I might have been able to get an S plus, but fuck, I'm a dumbass. If I had gotten 0 kills, dude, that would have been fire. Neutralization. I killed like 1 person. I'm pretty sure. Accuracy could have been a little better, but those tranquilizer guns have low accuracy in general. They have like a spread, sort of. Horse. At Mother Base. Have to listen to that.
How you feeling, boss? Getting used to being in the field again? Having choppers and a horse at your disposal is indispensable for operating in the wilds of Afghanistan. I've gone ahead and arranged for you to be able to develop and customize weaponry for support choppers. And you can also develop new equipment for D-Horse if you like. Use your iDroid to start development as needed.
iDroid. Mix between iPhone and Android. Nobody really good. Not a single guy that's good for fucking R&D, which is what I'm looking for. Which, you know, it's fine, because I extracted a shit ton of them.
Side ops list updated.
Boss, I know you haven't been back long, but I prepared a list of missions for you. Open your iDroid.
I'll start, you know what, it'll be better if I just, like, when it comes to listening to those things, it'd be better if I just waited till the end of the episode. Helicopter.
Please specify.
I put a speaker on it yet? Yeah. Hold on. I need to Google something. I need to Google something. Hold up. I'm looking at like the list of songs you can find. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's a certain song in this game. Hold on, I need to see something. I wanna... Oh, fly, dude. Oh, you gotta be on PC. I was gonna see if I could add Fortunate Son to the game and just play that while I get my helicopter to play that every time it enters the area. But fuck.
Please
You can only do
specify
that on
project.
PC. I'm actually upset. Fear the golden Huey. Or the Blackfoot, I mean, not Huey. Although I do like the Bloodshot one a lot. I call it Bloodshot because of the fact that y'all know how that skin from fucking that skin from Black Ops 2, I think. Alright, well, this is probably going to be around the end of my stream anyways, but... First of all...
Please
what model?
specify a project.
Can I get something better than the Blackfoot? Is that actually something that can be done? Alright, first of all, I'm going to return to the title menu. Well, you can't do it, I guess. I've been doing research, and yeah, you can't. Which sucks, because I would love... I guess you can only do that on PC version, which I wish I had now. Yeah. It really sucks, because like, I wanted to play Fortunate Son in this thing. Especially when we end up going to Africa later in the game. Just going through the rainforest. Yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm gonna go. I have a stomach ache right now. Although I might stream again anyways, because you know me, fuck pain. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.